Lopez. Nominator Sarah Rafael Garcia writes, David Lopez changes my initial perspective of libraries. A technology librarian, David has developed valuable programs and services to help bridge the digital divide and meet the needs of the underserved residents in his community, including English language learners, new Americans, and at-risk youth. David's efforts reach beyond the walls of the traditional physical library and include the promotion of library services through social media and the creation of bilingual video program for Santa Ana's cable channel. Continuing his work with youth, David was selected to help open and operate the new Garfield Community Center, a joint project between the Santa Ana Unified School District and the City of Santa Ana. David also strives to increase awareness, diversity, and recognition for Latinos within the library profession through his work as the Public Relations Committee Chair as the Orange County Chapter President of Reforma. Please join me in congratulating David Lopez.
Easier said than done. One of the first recognitions I ever received was from the library in my home of Santa Ana, California. I was 8, and it was a summer reading program coloring contest. I remember trying so hard to stay inside those lines. I used so many bright colors that represented my personality, and it paid off because it was displayed at the circulation desk for the rest of the summer. I grew up in the library. My aunt and my sister worked there, so many of my days after school and on breaks were spent in between the stacks. But more than giving my imagination a place to grow, my years as a library patron molded me into a librarian before I obtained my MLIS. I became a volunteer, promoter, advocate, and supporter of my own library and everything it stood for. But it wasn't until I returned to the same library in my adult life as an employee that I realized that there's so much hard work that goes into keeping the spirit of the library alive. I discovered that I needed to start coloring outside those lines in order to create the space and memories that I remembered so dearly and that made me the person I had become. My work at Santa Ana Public Library doesn't end when I go home. I take my love for my library with me wherever I go, and on my shoulders is the 8-year-old me always promoting for the services that we provide. In my dealings with the community, in my writing, and finally in my own home, when the day is gone, I am so thankful that I am in a position to change people's lives through access to information. My daily exchanges with the predominantly Latino population keep me grounded and remind me of what really matters. It reminds me of my parents. They immigrated from Mexico and brought with them dreams that because of language barriers, they had to pass on to their children, and today I attribute my love for others from their love for me. Now, over 20 years after my coloring contest recognition, I find that my library still believes in me. And as I stand here in the company of so many incomparable library professionals, I am beside myself. I was humbled to read my nomination by a dear friend and exceptional community member, Sarah Rafael Garcia. Her words have helped to revitalize my passion for the unconventional library work that I do. I want to thank the Carnegie Corporation of New York, the New York Times, the American Library Association, and the Selection Committee for this incredible award. I am honored and grateful that you recognize the efforts of every librarian, even if they color outside the lines. Muchísimas gracias.